part three, okay, of struggles in your 20s. So the for this part three, since I talked about what you call it, renting your first apartment with your own and your hard earned money, and buying that your first car with your own money, not your parents' money, not financial aid money. I'm going to talk about finding out where to live. I think I should have talked about this before the apartment and car. So finding out where you want to live can be very challenging. Recently, that's what I'm going through right now. Because I believe you need to find out where you really want to live, what state you want to live, before you think of. I mean, sometimes can actually buy the apartment in a car and then rent apartment and buy a car and then think of where you want to live. But with me, I think I want to know where I want to live before I get all these things. Because when I know where I want to live, then I can envision myself there. you understand, before I even get there. And this also requires prayers, because you don't just wake up one day and be like, I want to live in this place, I want to live in this place, I want to work in this place. You need to pray. I feel like everything goes back to praying. Okay, you need to pray for everything. To me, in fact, if you talk to me, everything has to do with prayer. So you need to work back, before you start working on something, pray about it to make sure that's the right direction that you're supposed to be working towards to. So yes, what you call it, thinking of where to live, that can also be challenging, especially excuse me, especially when you are a single woman. Like if you were married, or you knew you are going to get married right after school, that one is easy. You still live in your parents' house, or you just find one cheap apartment close by where you work and you just stay there. But when you're single, you need to think, like, where do I really want to live? Because where you want to live, you need to think of it like, this place I'm going to live, how is the environment? Would it be easy for me to, let me not say that, because God will bring your man to you wherever you are. But still, let me say it. Would it be easy for me to find people there, Because there are some neighborhoods, it's dead neighborhoods. It's dead neighborhood. You will not see people coming, or even if you see people going in and coming out, they're either married couples or they're old people. And if you live in such place, you work in such place, you do everything in such place, where are you going to find a man? Where is a man going to find you? You understand where I'm coming from? So you need to really pray to God and ask him, like, God, where do you want me to live? What environment do you want me to live? And sometimes with this, you already know, because of your personality, because of your personality, you already know where to live. Some people, they are better off living in an urban area, some people suburbs, some people rural areas. So you need to get to know who you are, to know where, you need to communicate with God to know where you want to live, basically. So yeah, that's it for that. And next thing I have to say is very important, and I want you guys to take it very seriously. The kind of people that you surround yourself with is very important in your 20s. Your 20s is not the time that you want to be going out partying. In fact, you should be going out partying in any stage of your life, because you are wasting away. You're wasting your time away, you're wasting your money and everything. Okay, so yes, one of these days I'm going to create a video on the day that I went to one party and how I felt, and that was my first and last party. I'm going to create a video on that. Okay, let me write that down before I even forget. Video on first party. Okay, so yes, friends, it's, to me, I always say this, it's better that you make God your friend, and make him your everything. But it's good, even Jesus Christ had 12 disciples, and there was a Judas in there. So you will always have to have friends around you, and there will always be a Judas. But in fact, open your eyes. So when you see that Judas, you know how to deal with that Judas. I'm saying this because, like, in your 20s, you need people around you that will help you fulfill destiny. You need people that will guide you. And like I always say, it's good to have friends around you and whatnot, but it's good to have few people. Even Jesus, he started with like a whole lot of disciples, but he ended up picking 12 for a good reason. So as you grow, you come across a lot of people in life that want to be your friends, and you want them to be your friends. But the moment you notice, like, this so and so person is not adding to your life, so and so person just gossips, so and so person has this attitude, has this character, and that character or attitude is not going to add on to your life, you need to, in fact, remove yourself from that person. Have people that will help you fulfill destiny. Have people around you that will motivate you to become who you are. And like, if you want to have friends, make sure those friends can also be your mentor. Like, for me, example, there are some people that I talk to, and it's because where they are is where I want to be in the future. And me talking to them, they give me guidance. They tell me, like, you know, when I was this age, I did so and so. It did not add on to my life. So you too, don't do this. If I do this, oh yes, you got this. It's actually good. It's going to help you to get here. You know, do this. It will prepare you to get to this. Those people are the people that you want in your life. People that can help you, motivate you. People that have already been there. You know, they've already been, in fact they've lived the life that you want to live, so they can actually guide you. They can give you good advice. So don't be hanging around people that, in fact, they're not adding to your life. They're not doing anything for you. Don't be associating yourself to them. And you know, when I say that, I don't mean like if you have friends and you guys are not in the same field of, you know, in terms of career, don't like just associate yourself with them. I'm not saying that. I have a lot of friends that, you know, in fact we don't, yeah, most of my friends, we don't even belong to the same field. So yes, but at least, you know, if I need some form of advice, if I need some form of help, if I want like some, in fact, if I feel so like, I don't know if this is the right word. If I'm not motivated, let me just use that word. If I'm not like motivated at all, in fact, I'm not motivated to do anything, those people can be like, you need to do this, or you know, the one that said you want to accomplish this, you know. So you have those people around you, people that can, you know, ginger you, like they can give you, I don't know the word, like they can help you one way or the other. Not people that when you accomplish something they get jealous. Not people that, in fact, when they know the right way to go is A, they'll tell you no, is B. Not those people. Those people, no. Those people, like, in fact, no, you don't want people like that in your life. And there are some friends that when you have, right, when you get a job, when you get a job, you know, they not happy for you. Some people are genuinely happy for you. Some people too, when you are pursuing something, they're not happy for you. Those people, in fact, I don't think those people are even Judas. How do I even define those people? They are frenemies. In fact, those ones are frenemies. Judas was a frenemy. Judas too was a frenemy. Anyways, those people, just watch them from afar. Watch them from afar. Be saying hi and bye to them, but you know, just let them be in that category, hi and bye category. Leave them and let them be there. So that's what I have to say. Associate yourself with people that will give you good advice. Have mentors, people that have already accomplished the thing that you want to accomplish, so they can actually guide you. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing that I have to say. So if you're in your 20s, and you're not the type of person that, you know, you believe that there is a God out there that created the whole universe, you cannot really accomplish all these things that I've said, okay? Because for you to even be pursuing the right degree, finding the right job, knowing where to live, the kind of person you want to get married to, knowing who you are, you need to have a relationship with God. Because God is the one that created you, okay? It's not your family, it's not your, I mean, your parents can guide you, okay, in choosing a career, but if it's contrary to what God said you're supposed to be doing, you'll not be happy. You understand where I'm coming from? So have a communication with God. Create a relationship with God. Get to know this God. Because if you don't know this God, then your 20s is going to be hell. 20s is already like, you are going to be feeling hits the way you feel hits in the summer in your 20s. But if you know that, if you know the God that you serve, if you know that there is a God somewhere, even though in that you're going to be feeling hits in your 20s, you know, you'll still be feeling some breeze of cool air, you know, so you won't be that hot. But if you don't know God, you'll be feeling as if you're in hell in your 20s. And I'm saying this because if you don't really get to know who you are in your 20s, your destiny is going to be derailed. Things you're supposed to be doing by the time you are 23, 24, you will not be doing that. You will start doing those things when you are 30, 31, 32. Okay, and it's like you are derailing your destiny. You don't want that. You do not want that. So you need to get to know God. Because when you get to know God, He will tell you who you are. He will tell you your purpose. And you will start jotting all those things down. And you start fulfilling them. And even if the things that God has told you to do, it takes 5, 10 years for you to get popular in, for you to get known in, it's better. It's better because then by the time you hit 20, I mean, you hit your 30s, by 32, 33, 35, you should be well known in the thing that God said you should be doing. But if you did not communicate with God early, and you started communicating with God when you were like 29, when are you going to go to the schools that God has told you to go to the schools? When are you going to pass through the heat of the things that God has told you to go, you know, to do, to even fulfilling the things that God has placed in your hands, for you to even get known in the things that God has placed in your hands? I'm saying all these things here because if you know who you are in your 20s, you can get your education, you can get most of your education, if not all, at least you should get your bachelor's or you should get your master's in your 20s, if possible, you know, I mean, in fact, by the grace of God, you should even get married in your 20s. At least, even if you have to go to school back and whatnot, by age 28 to 30, God should settle you in your marriage, because God knows you are serious. He knows you are doing the things that he has placed in your hands. So in fact, at most, you're 28 to 30, you should settle down as a woman. Okay, as a man, by 30 to 35, in fact, you should settle down as a man. You understand where I'm coming from? And also, if you have the right people around you, they will push you. They will push you into fulfilling destiny. You understand where I'm coming from? So by the time you hit your mid-30s, you will be, in fact, you'll be enjoying all these things that God said you should be doing. By the time you hit your 35, you will start enjoying. You will start like, God, thank you. Because now, in fact, you will not be a novice, you know, novice in the things that God has called you to be. You will become like more competent in the things that God told you, you know, to do. And you can even add on to it, because yeah, like the person that God, the people that Jesus gave the talents to, those ones that didn't use it, he took it from them and gave it to somebody else. So God can even broaden the things that he actually has placed in your hands. So yes, if you actually follow these things, by the time you're like, you know, by the time you're like 35, because let's say you just got your first job like 24 to 29 years old, you just got your first job. By the time you're 30, you already know what you are doing in that first job. So by the time you're 35, in fact, you are already enjoying, you are enjoying life. You understand? So it's good to go through all these struggles. In fact, I won't even say struggles. It's good to go through all this preparedness. Jesus, this English, I don't think it's the right way, but bear with me. It's good to go through all these stages, you know, in your 20s, so that in your 30s, in your early 30s or mid 30s, you start enjoying the things that God has placed in your hands. It's better that way than for you to sit there and not to know who you are, and get to know who you are in your 30s, and then in your 40s you start enjoying the things that God has placed in your hand. You know, to me, I would say, get to know who you are as early as possible. Even if it's before 20, get to know who you are as early as possible. Get to know who you are. Start, you know, the things that God has placed in your hands, the ones you can do, start doing them. Start doing them. God he will guide you. If he's the one that told you to do this, do it. Even if at the beginning it doesn't seem like it's going as, you know, because some people, when God tells them do this, they think because God has said it, within 6 months it will blossom. It doesn't work that way. Okay, look at the life of Joseph. Look at the life of Daniel. In fact, David. When was he anointed as a king? And when did he become a king? When did God told Joseph he's going to be a prime minister? And when did he become a prime minister? Look at Daniel. Look at Abraham. When did God promise him a child? When did God promise him the promised land? And when did he get it? So just because God has said, oh yeah, start doing this, okay, my friend, start doing this, doesn't mean like in the next 3 months it's going to blossom. No. You have to be prepared. Maybe sometimes God is telling you to do it because, you know, in fact, you have no experience at all. So you need to start. And you starting doing it when you're going to get experience. So when you get those little experience and knowledge with the things that he has told you to do, then you're like, okay, now you have a bit of knowledge. Oh yeah, it is time to make it big. Let's make it big. You know, that's how God works. God is not just going to be like, okay, oh, I told you to start, let's say, YouTube channel in a month. You have become a celebrity. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. Everything takes time. So the earlier you get to know who you are, the earlier you will start enjoying. But if you sit there in your 20s, you don't even know who you are. In your 30s, and you get to know who you are, in fact, your destiny will be derailing. Okay, because the things that you're supposed to be enjoying in your 30s, you will not be enjoying it. You'll be enjoying in your 40s, and you're actually getting old. You know. So honestly, if you guys follow this thing, by the time you are like in our mid-30s, we'll be enjoying the fruit of our labor. You know, it's like planting. By the time, you know, it's like now we're planting, we actually fertilizing the soil in our 20s, you know, and we start, you know, removing weeds, we start planting our crops, our corn and all that, all the fruits that we want to benefit from, you know, all those things. By the time we hit our mid-30s, you will see that, you know, the crops that we planted, you know, they are blossom, you know, they're showing flowers. In fact, we're seeing fruits on there. We can start plugging them. You understand? But if you don't know who you are in your 20s, when are you going to tilt the ground? When are you going to fertilize the soil? When are you going to start planting? And when are you going to start seeing flowers on the crops that you planted? And when are you going to start seeing fruit on the thing that you planted? And when is that fruit going to be ripe for you to start plucking them like mango and be eating them? You understand? So the earlier The earlier we get to know who we are, in our 20s, the earlier we will start enjoying life. Let me tell you, a lot of people think, oh, you just go to school, get a job, and you start enjoying life. No, everything is process. So yeah, by your mid-30s, you should be good. You should be good if you are a child of God and you know who you are. By your mid-30s, by 35, you should start enjoying life. By your 40s, you should be like, okay, you should start feeling like, okay, in fact, I have accomplished something in life, the things that God gave to me to accomplish. In fact, yes, so in fact, I have accomplished something, I've accomplished something. By the time you hit your 50s, in fact, you are like, I was saying, you and I that we are in our 20s, if we take time and we sit there and we communicate with God to get to know who we are, where He wants us to live, the kind of person He wants us to get married to, we get to know who we really are in Christ, everything will fall in place for us. And by the time we hit that 35, we would have tilted our land, we would have fertilized it, with nitrogen, with everything that it needs. We would have started planting our crops, we would have seen our crops starting to grow, even blossom with some fruits in there. And by the time we hit 35, we should see 1 or 2 fruit that we can be like, okay, this is the fruit of my labor, I'm plugging it, I'm eating it. By the time you hit that 35, you should have a sense of, okay, I'm accomplishing something. By the time you hit 50, you can even decide, I don't want to work anymore. And by that time, you can even go on pension, you can retire, and even be pursuing like other things that God has planted in your life, So it's very important to take time to get to know who you are. I know this series was very long, but it's something that God placed in my heart this morning, and I decided to, just create a video on that. I'm going to actually upload this video the same day. Today is September 27th. I'm actually going to upload this video today as well, so you guys can actually watch it. I'm going to upload all the different parts that I recorded, okay? So yes, by I think around 6 p.m. Eastern time, yeah, you guys should actually see this video. I'm actually excited about this, and I hope this video was helpful to someone, and I believe it will be helpful to someone, because yes, it will be helpful to someone. Me myself is helpful to me, okay? So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you, and as always, God loves you more. And just take time, okay? Take time to know who you are. Take time to develop a relationship with God, because without God, we cannot know who we are. Without God, we cannot fulfill destiny. He is the one that created us. He has our destiny in His hands, and therefore He's the one to guide us. So we need to spend time with Him, for Him to tell us and show us and guide us, in destiny fulfillment, so we don't fulfill the wrong thing. Because at the end of the day, God, when Jesus comes during the judgment day, and God calls us, and He's like, Jennifer, I called you to do this thing. In fact, I called you to be at this place. What happened? Did you go there? If you went there, what did you do there? You understand where I'm coming from? What will you say back to God? Will you say God like, oh yes, God, I actually went there. God, I had fun there. God, I enjoyed. God, like you actually demonstrated yourself, to the people, to what, in fact, God, I thank you. You used me to, what will God be happy with you, or will He not be happy with you? And some of us, God, like, I told you to go to, let's say, New Jersey. Where were you? Did you go there? Like, God, me, New Jersey. When did you tell me I should go to New Jersey? And God, like, because you did not ask me, that's how I did not know you were supposed to be going to New Jersey. You understand where I'm coming from? So we need to establish a relationship with God. And like every stage of our life, everything that we need to do, we shouldn't be like, okay, I know I can do bad all by myself. I got it, so I'm not going to ask God. No. As common as, a place where you want to be living at, you think that one, you don't need to talk to God. I mean, like, it's you. You don't need to talk to God about where you want to live at. Yes, you do need to talk to God. Because some environments, we are destined to be there. Like the way God gave the Israelites the land of Canaan. They were destined to be there. They were not destined to be in Egypt or wherever they were. They were destined to be in that land. So you and I too, we have a particular land. We have a particular environment, a particular place that God wants us to be there, because that's where we're going to be prosperous. That's where we're going to fulfill destiny. So things that in this modern world, we think you don't even need to ask God. Those are the things that we need to even ask God. Sometimes some people don't think it's important to ask God the kind of person they need to get married to. In fact, no, don't do that. Do not do that, because like I said, in this our 20s, decisions that we make, it either make us or it breaks us. If you sit there and be like, God, I have been dating this person for so and so long, the person has been treating me well, why can't I marry the person? It may be that that's a person that God wants you to get married to. It may be that it's not a person that God has for you. So in everything, you need to seek God, okay? Don't be like, God, I got this job, but why should I even pray to God whether this job is for me or not? You don't know. You don't know what is there. Like, there is this saying, everything that is shiny doesn't, it's not everything that is shiny that is, is good. So you need everything. We need to actually like ask God. We need to talk to God, find out what he has to say about certain things, and it's very important. And when we do that, we actually, like, I don't know about you guys, but when I do that, I feel like, okay, this is good. So at least when I encounter any problem, I know who to go to, and pray. So yeah, to me, it's very important, it's very needed as a child of God to communicate with God and to ask him for guidance and to involve him in our everyday activities. Don't just wake up and be doing things because you can. It doesn't work that way, okay? So I will end this. I think I've been talking a lot, but anyway, when God leads you to do something, it happens that way too. So yes, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and also visit my Etsy shop. Okay, I love you, and as always, God loves you more, and I will see you guys on my next video.